This is Future Talk.
Future Talk.
Future Talk with Omnia Saleh and Hani Balkis.
Happy Thursday, everyone, and good afternoon. It is that time of the day. It's the time where you get to find out about the latest on what is happening in the tech world, right here in the UAE and all around the world. I'm Umia Saleh, and you're going to be listening to me alongside Hani Balkis, and we have lots to share with you about what's happening right here in the UAE, because we're going to be talking all about the UAE's scam warning. Lots of websites are currently offering discounts, and Ramadan discounts, especially when it comes to food and restaurants, can be very attractive. Should we fall for it? And how can we tell which offers are scams and which ones are real ones? You got to stay tuned to find out all about that.
Yes, and earlier this week we did talk about an Apple event, but now we're going to be talking about a Samsung event and how they will unveil the mobile first laptop. What's that all about? Well, you got to tune in to find out.
Yes, indeed. Coming up on the show as well, we're talking all about weird robots, but this one is also a farmer, because there's a farming robot out there that can actually kill 100,000 weeds per hour with lasers. How does it work, and could it be potentially easing the job of many farmers out there? Well, that's definitely yet another thing we're going to be talking about.
Yes, now we're going to be also telling you how to report speed checks, traffic accidents, and other hazards in Apple Maps. Now, this does come with the new update in iOS 14.5.
Yes, indeed. Coming up on the show is one of my favorite stories, which is all about robot cleaners. This one, though, it can sing, and it uses artificial intelligence. Lots and lots is in store right here on the show, so keep Pulse 95 locked, and we'll be right back.
Daily digital news. Bits and bytes connect our world.
There's a new scam in the UAE, and it's a website actually offering Ramadan restaurant discount codes. And we're telling you right now that it could actually be fake. Now, authorities in the UAE have urged residents to dial up restaurants to place their food orders instead of relying on random websites offering Ramadan discounts that are just too good to be true. Now, we do know that cyber criminals love to exploit things, especially when it does come to food during the holy month of Ramadan. And they do set up bogus websites to lure customers with massive discounts. And they also do feature well-known fast food joints and even a payment gateway.
Yes, indeed. And I actually happened to come across one of those on one of the websites. It was, I think, regarding KFC and Hardee's, and it was pretty fishy of an ad to come across. But whenever people go ahead and fall for such scams, they go ahead and use their bank card details. And once the bank card details are entered into that website, there is no way back, because the hacker would go ahead and empty that account very easily. Police officers and authorities in Sharjah, Ajman, and Ras Al Khaimah have been receiving multiple complaints from residents who have fallen for such scams since the beginning of the holy month of Ramadan. And police officers have been advising everyone to go ahead and just simply call up the restaurant to place their order, whether it was for delivery or even if they just want to go ahead and make a booking in advance, or go ahead and opt for the well-known food delivery apps that we all use and we all depend on, that have an actual customer support service. So if anything goes wrong, there is someone who can be held accountable for your order.
Yes, now Ras Al Khaimah Police, Sharjah Police, and even Ajman Police have all been warning about the scam. So it's not only happening in one area of the UAE, the whole UAE, you can say, is suffering from this scam. Again, the recommendation is never order from a website. I never order food from websites. I always use the designated apps. We know the apps is pretty well known. Deliveroo, Talabat, Zomato. I think that's pretty much the main top three. So you should be ordering from these apps. And if you're not ordering from these apps, well, you need to check yourself, because, again, trust the designated apps that everyone uses and we all know, because they have a customer support. Other than that, I don't recommend, and Sharjah Police doesn't recommend, and no one recommends using your credit card online on any website that might be deemed fraudulent.
Yes, indeed. Especially and mostly when discounts are, just like we mentioned, too good to be true. There's something fishy about them. Coming up on the show, we're going to be talking about Samsung launching a mobile-first laptop. Could this mean that we won't have to necessarily rely on buying two gadgets and we can simply rely on one? Keep Pulse 95 locked to find out all about it.
Daily digital news. Bits and bytes connect our world.
Many people tuning in could potentially have two important gadgets in their lives: their smartphones and their laptops, notebook, whatever you want to call it, or even a tablet. But what if we can merge both of those? So get the best of both worlds in our very own laptop. The speed of our smartphone, but also the capacity and the power of a laptop, because this is exactly what Samsung is doing, bringing some of its best and biggest strengths to its flagship Galaxy smartphone Galaxy smartphones over to its notebook line.
Yes, now the company did announce 4 mobile-first PCs that do combine the power of a laptop with the responsiveness of its smartphones: the Galaxy Book, Galaxy Book Pro, Galaxy Book 360, and even Galaxy Book Odyssey, all of which run on Windows 10 and an Intel processor. Now, these new laptops are super thin and light. The Pro is 11.2 millimeters thick, and the Pro 360 is actually 11.9 millimeters thick. Now, both are available in 13 or 15-inch AMOLED displays with 1920 x 1080 resolution. Now, these screens do feature an intelligent color engine which do adjust the colors on screen based on the task the user is doing. Now, I do have a hunch that Samsung is trying to jump on the MacBook Pro hypes. Obviously, MacBooks have been very successful. So Samsung has seen some success, a lot of success in its smartphone industry. So why not have a jab at the laptop industry and see how they go?
I totally agree with you, but I think what Samsung has been doing in one aspect of these notebooks is quite unique, because they come with a hinge where you can basically transport your laptop or notebook into a tablet. So the Galaxy Book will be able to do that just for any user. It can be flattened into 180 degrees, and it's available in very unique colors. We're looking at blue and silver with an LCD display of being a 15.6-inch laptop. Now, the other form of the Samsung Galaxy launch was a Galaxy Book Odyssey, which is available in only black. Not that exciting, to be honest, when it comes to colors. Samsung did say that the laptops will be featuring a long-lasting battery, an updated S Pen, noise-canceling microphones, and deep integration with smartphones.
Yes, and now Galaxy Book Pro and Galaxy Book 360 are now available free for pre-order and start shipping on May 14th. Now let's talk about price. Galaxy Book Pro will start at $999.99, which is around 3,650 dirhams. And the Galaxy Book Pro 360 is starting at $1,199.99. So we're looking at 4,700 in those waters. So we're looking at 3,600 and 4,700. Is it worth it or is it not? We have yet to find out. Once a little bit of people start reviewing it, some tech entrepreneurs start buying it and trying it and putting it on YouTube, the review of the unbox, we'll know if it is viable or is it not.
I do love the design, though. I will say I love my MacBook Pros and I love MacBook computers in general, but the design is quite interesting. Being able to go from tablet to notebook and still have the power of the smartphone is quite nice to have. Let us know your thoughts. 4215 do it to Salat or side into RDMs at Pulse 95 Radio. Are you interested in Samsung Galaxy's notebook line? Would you consider one? Would you switch from Apple to that one?
I wouldn't switch.
You wouldn't?
I wouldn't switch. Maybe.
Loyal Apple users over here.
Yeah.
Keep Pulse 95 locked. We're going to be coming back to talk all about a farming robot that is able to kill 100,000 weeds every single hour.
Check this out. Check this out. Pulse 95.
Look, we talk about robots all the time on the show, but we've never talked about a farming robot that can kill 100,000 weeds per hour with lasers. And here's a fun fact. A person can weed about 1 acre of crops a day. This robot can weed 20, so it's 20 times better and more efficient than a human being. So if you're afraid that robots might take over your job, well, you're right.
Yes, and I would gladly allow them to take over this job. So they're doing all of this by using high-power lasers, and Many people are actually calling it the Weed Killer Challenge. So they're trying to compare how fast can robots go versus how fast can human beings go. And weed control is a top concern for many farmers. So if we can have a machine that is able to automate that, then I'm sure they can go ahead and focus on many other important things that will take their attention. Chemical herbicides can kill the pesky plants. We can rely on them sometimes, but they also have drawbacks. They can contaminate water. They will affect the viability of the soil and how healthy it is. And weeds can also be pulled out by hand, but it's an unpleasant work, and labor shortages are a real thing, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. So this is exactly why scientists have decided to create the autonomous weeder that can kill the weeds without harming the soil or the water. It does it autonomously, and it will not have us relying on manual laborers.
Yes, now the farming robot looks like a large cube on wheels, literally. I mean, I looked at it, it looks kind of funny, it looks kind of cool, but it does drive itself down rows of crops. It has 12 cameras that scan the ground, an onboard computer powered by AI and identifies weed, and the robot's carbon dioxide lasers then zap and kill the plants. Now, the autonomous weeder can eliminate more than 100,000 weeds per hour, which go to 15 to 20 acres of crops in one day. Now, like we said, for comparison, a laborer can weed about 1 acre of onions per day, and this autonomous weeder can do 20 acres in a day. So we're looking at 20 times 20. So that's crazy.
It is crazy, and I think every farmer out there would love a machine like this. But if you're wondering about the price, machines like this can be very expensive. But when you think about it in the bigger picture, researchers who are working on this machine, they feel like the farming robot would be able to pay for itself in 2 to 3 years. So it makes sense why you would go ahead and pay for it, because instead of having to pay for a laborer every single month, like a monthly salary, you're just going to go ahead and pay for it once, and over the years you'll still be able to use it. But it does come at a very hefty price. There is no official exact price yet, but it's going to be hundreds of thousands of dollars just to pay for a machine like this.
Yeah, but again, it is an investment. You're getting 20. So in 20 days, if you have a human, the human will make or weed 20 acres, right?
So
the robot does it in 1 day. So you're saving 20 days in a day. So it'd be stupid not to buy or not to rent or not to do anything with this autonomous weeder. So again, if I was a farmer, right?
Yeah.
I get this autonomous weeder from Carbon Robotics. It looks cool. It sounds cool. It's not gonna complain that, hey, boss, it's hot today, man. I don't really feel it. So, I mean, why not? And again, this just goes to show how robots are taking over the repetitive tasks, the tasks that don't require skill, right? You keep doing it same every day. And that's what's happening with weeds. I mean, you just keep weeding the same crops every day.
You're right.
There's no skill in it.
There's nothing. And
well, yeah, I mean, so I feel like having a robot would be much better.
I totally agree with you. And my favorite part of it all, you're getting healthier crops, because we've heard so many stories about how harmful herbicides and chemical pesticides can be for our health, and how much they've damaged crops and damaged the soil. So it's a win-win situation for everyone. It will be not a win-win situation for laborers, but over time they will have to relearn different skills so that they can integrate themselves in the work field in a much easier format. Let us know your thoughts. I'm very interested to see what people think about this. Would you go ahead and hire a robotic weeder, or would you rather keep your regular human laborers doing the job for you? Our text lines are open, 4215, do it to Salat, or slide into our DMs at Pulse 95 Radio. Coming up, we're talking all about Apple Maps changing the game and possibly luring a lot of users to go ahead and ditch Google Maps for it. Keep Pulse 95 locked. We'll be right back.
Riddle me this, riddle me that.
It is that time of the day. Once again, every single day this Ramadan, you get a chance to win 500 dirhams in cash. And all you got to do is listen to our Ramadan riddle and guess your answer. And let me tell you, Hani has had a pretty good streak since the beginning of Ramadan. And yet again, he actually won yesterday. He didn't win the competition.
I didn't win, yeah.
He won on Future Talk. We have our very own version of the riddle.
Yeah, I
on
mean,
Future Talk.
we just go to see how far I can go with guessing. And I've guessed, so now we're on so yesterday was day 12, so
Yes.
I'm 10 out of 12 right. I got 2 wrong in a row. 2 days in a row, I got them wrong. I don't know
But
what was
then
happening.
You caught up strong yesterday.
Yes, but I think today I might have a problem.
I can help you today.
Yes. Oh, so the question for today is, tread on the living, they make not a mumble. Tread on the dead, they mutter and grumble. What is it?
I want to see. We'll say it one more time. And you can feel free to text us and help us out right here on Future Talk. 4215 do it is a lot. Tread on the living, they make not a mumble. Tread on the dead, they mutter and grumble. What is it? I'll give
I know.
you. You know?
Yeah,
Okay.
I knew it.
Is it? Okay, I'll say the tip. Let me know if we're on the same page. It's something that changes color based on the season.
Yes.
You got it?
Yes.
Well, let us know if you got it as well. We don't know what the right answer is, but these are just guesses. Our very own.
No, this is the right
effort.
answer.
Oh.
I have the right answer. Today I have
You
the,
have the right
I'm
answer.
sure of it. I just had
think-
to read it slowly in my
Yeah.
brain.
It is easy, but it takes a second to
Okay.
kick in.
We're going to leave you one last time with the riddle question. We're going to leave them with it, right?
Yeah, we're gonna leave
So-
them with that.
Tread on the living, they make not a mumble. Tread
Yes.
on the dead, they mutter and grumble. What is it?
If I discovered anything this Ramadan, I discovered that you have a great talent when it comes to wordplay.
Yes, thank you very much.
Every single day, the wordplay is on point, and this is what we will be leaving them with.
Yes.
Let's move on to talk a little bit about the world of applications, because it's a very, very fun world, and we have a competition going on between Google Maps and Apple Maps. We all know that a lot of us favor Google Maps, maybe Waze, but anything over Apple Maps. And now Apple Maps is trying to get its comeback, because in iOS 14.5 and every other update to follow, Apple has added a Waze-like feature to its I keep saying Google Maps. See, that's how much I use Google Maps. To its Apple Maps app that actually would let you report accidents, any hazards on the road, any speed checks alongside your route whenever you're getting directions. I would love to use something like this, because yesterday, right here in the heart of Sharjah, there was a sandstorm going on. I couldn't see anything on the road, and I wish I could have just simply let other drivers know through Google Maps, but that's not an option on Google Maps.
Now, this is pretty nice. I'll tell you guys why. Because obviously, Apple Maps has, it's not that popular. We know it
Yeah.
for a fact. It's not that popular. Maybe not in the UAE, but I do believe even in the United States, Apple Maps
They'd
isn't.
rather use Waze, I feel like, over there.
No,
than
maybe.
Apple Maps.
Now, what I like about this, right, is that people who have cars that can support something called CarPlay, which is, let's say, for example, you have a screen in your dashboard of your car,
Yeah.
touch screen, and you have CarPlay. Your map will show on that screen an actual map of your Google Maps or Apple Maps, so then you can just report incidents without touching your phone. And as you drive, hit accidents, hazard, or even a speed check, it does tell you where the radars are. Now, I do believe it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool feature. Waze has the radar and hazard and accident feature since 2014.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going to say something that I shouldn't be saying, but I remember back in 2014 when Waze first came out, we used to download Waze and we used to speed, and then we had one guy designated, radar, khaf. Let me slow down.
No way.
Yeah. And it wasn't me driving, obviously. I was just the passenger.
Were you the radar?
Yes, I would
leader?
have it in my hand, right? I would have the phone in the hand, and we would say, radar. It means slow down, and then all of a sudden speed up. Slow down, speed up. We did it everywhere, man. And for surprisingly, it never failed us.
It would never fail you, but it's not something we recommend
Yeah,
everyone
obviously,
to
we don't recommend it. I was
Follow
young.
the
I was
speed
young.
limits.
Yes, I was young. And we had this feature. We need to try it. We were beta
You gotta
testers.
test it.
We gotta test it.
Exactly.
We gotta see if there's really, if it really does show there's a radar or not. Is it accurate or not?
Hani knew
We
in
take the
his-
risk.
Yeah, Hani knew in his future life he would have to host a tech show.
Yes.
He gotta give you, that experience.
Yeah.
of ways live on air.
Yeah, so I knew I had to take the risk. I had to take it. I had to risk it for the biscuit, and here I am today. So it all did work out. And I stopped people making mistakes.
Well, there you have it. But now Apple Maps is doing the exact same thing.
I think I need to go and test it.
Apple Maps?
Yeah.
No, let's not test it now. You're older, wiser. Let's not be risky on the roads.
Yes.
But you can test it with reporting. If you see an accident on the road, you can simply go ahead and even tell Siri to report it for you. So you don't have to hold your phone or interact with it at any time, anywhere. Just say, hey Siri, there's an accident, there's a hazard, there's a speed check, and Siri will go ahead and send in that report to Apple Maps. I think it's such a great feature to have, especially in this month. A lot of people can be very, let's just say, reckless on the road, especially before iftar time when everyone is rushing to get to their home. So please drive safely. Don't hold your phone. Don't text and drive as you're out there on the road, because people's lives are definitely at stake. Coming up on the show, we're going to be talking all about Samsung launching something that could help you get your spring cleaning on in a very, very fun way. A robot cleaner that can sing. That's an interesting one. Keep Pulse 95 locked. We'll be right back.
Gadget of the day.
New tech you might want to play with.
Pulse 95.
New tech you might want to play with, clean with, and even sing with, because we're talking about Samsung Electronics and how they've launched an AI-powered robot cleaner. Now, Samsung Electronics has released an AI robot vacuum cleaner with stronger object recognition and even operating performance based on AI technology. Nowadays, we're seeing everything being implemented with AI because AI is the new wave, and AI is making everything a lot smarter.
Smarter. Yes, indeed. Honey, I'm going to give you a quick crash course when it comes to using vacuums.
Vacuum?
Yeah, not robot vacuums, but vacuums in general. The worst part about it can be very therapeutic, vacuuming your home. It feels like it's therapeutic. Cleaning up something that you have control over feels good. But what's not nice is cleaning the vacuum itself. When the bag or the dust bin in the vacuum gets full, it is one of the worst chores having to go ahead and empty it out. Best part though is that this AI vacuum cleaner can empty its own dust can. So after it's done cleaning, it will also clean itself. It's the world's first robot cleaner that has Intel's AI chips within it. So it allows the robot cleaner to think on its own just like a human would, but it also sings on its own as it cleans. So this AI vacuum cleaner has pre-learned more than 1 million images based on deep learning. It can recognize different appliances in the house, different furniture items like a TV, a sofa, an air conditioner. So it will be able to get around all these tiny nooks without necessarily dropping everything or tipping down any, let's say, piece of furniture or what's it called, like the knickknacks at home that you have.
I don't know. It depends what someone has. I mean,
yeah, but it will recognize about 1 million of them.
Yeah. So with the AI and machine learning, they will start to learn. Obviously, I bet these vacuum cleaners are connected to a server, and the server will feed them information as more people use these vacuum or the bespoke jet bot. Now, it is actually the industry's first product that does feature active stereo cameras with 3D image sensors. Now, the stereo vision cameras do allow it to detect all obstacles which are larger than 1 cubic centimeter. Two cameras actually do enable the robot cleaner to even recognize space and objects in 3 dimensions just like humans. And the JetBot can also detect surrounding topographical features up to 1 meter away and 60 degrees left and right in 3 dimensions. So obviously, this robot has eyes like a human and can detect things just like a human could. And some people are even comparing it to the technology in self-driving cars.
Yes, indeed. And my favorite part about this vacuum is it comes in very, very nice colors. So it comes in 5 colors: misty white, satin pink, satin blue, soft greenery, and soft sun yellow. All the colors of spring. It can even get your spring cleaning done. It has different settings for all forms of floors. So if you have hardwood floor, if you have carpets, it will be able to adjust to it beautifully. I feel like it's a very it's going to be a very close competition to the normal robot vacuum that everyone loves and many people bought and use, which is the Roomba. You turn it on and you wake up next morning and the house is already clean. If you're wondering about the price, it's expensive. We can't lie. But I think it's a great investment. So it retails at about 5,269 dirhams.
It's too much.
It is too much, but
I'll clean and sing by myself. I don't need you, robot.
will you
Jetbot.
empty the vacuum can yourself as well? The dustbin.
I'll empty the vacuum can and I'll take the garbage to the garbage waste land.
But not spend this much.
5,000 dirhams is too much, man. I don't know what Samsung is thinking.
Appliances are expensive.
I don't know, man.
They're expensive.
No. It's not. I'm not paying for it. I'm not that lonely. But let us know your guys' thoughts. 4215 Durat Salat or on our Instagram at Pulse95 Radio. Would you spend 5,000 dirhams for the robot that we just explained to you with all the great features? Do you think that it's worth 5,000 dirhams? But you know it's worth money? Your
Also
brain.
5. Also, there's a 5 in the number.
Yeah,
500
dirhams. Because, ladies and gentlemen, today, as of Thursday, we are telling you about a riddle that we've been telling you ever since the beginning of Ramadan. Every day, we have new riddles, and I have won 10 out of 12 riddles so far, and it's going to be soon 11 out of 13 because today's riddle, I'm going to get it right, and today's riddle is...
Tread on the living, they make not a mumble. Tread on the dead, they mutter and grumble. What is it? I think the main catch with this riddle is just thinking of the trees outside and thinking of anything that changes color based on the season. We don't know what the right answer is, but this is our guesses for today, and that's a little hint that I think people would... It would be nice to leave the people with.
Yes, so again, we'll say it one last time. Tread on the living, they make not a mumble. So if you walk, I'll make it simpler, right? So tread on the living, they make not a mumble. So if you tread on them or if you walk on them, they don't make a sound.
They don't feel pain.
Yes, they don't make a sound. But if you tread on them, if you walk on them while they're dead, they mutter and grumble. They make sound if you walk on them when they're dead. What are they?
Yes, and we actually see a lot of them right here in the UAE.
Yeah, I mean,
especially during
a certain season.
Certain seasons, yes. They change colors, and they're my favorite part of trees. Let us know what you think.
You gave them the whole answer.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's close.
You have to let them think, Omnian. It's Ramadan. Everyone's tired. Everyone's hot. Everyone's thirsty. Everyone's hungry.
Because I know what it feels like.
But they still need to use their brain power. Ramadan is not an excuse for you to say, I'm tired. No, you got to think. So I've been thinking, and this is what we can leave you with. Other than that, you got to tune in 9:30 p.m. with Evening Karak, Aisha Mazmi, and Makeda Atiyah to know the answer. And if you get that 500 dirhams right, you need to take them out for a fطور.
Well, we want to wish you a blessed iftar. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. Stay tuned right here on Pulse 95 because our shows will keep you entertained throughout the day.
If you liked this episode of Future Talk, drop a like and subscribe.
Pulse 95.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram for all our daily updates and top stories.